Jamal, a janitor at the city's medieval world amusement park. Accidentally flipping over a bridge railing, Jamal falls into the water and surfaces in medieval England. Jamal Walker is just a regular guy working a full-time job at a theme park named Medieval World. The park's owner is concerned about the park's future due to financial difficulties. Moreover, a rival theme park named Castle World is opening nearby. Without new ideas, the medieval world faces the risk of bankruptcy. One day, Jamal is assigned to clean the moat around the park. During the task, he spots a medallion in the water that appears valuable. While attempting to grab it, Jamal falls into the moat. Although it's shallow, he ends up drowning. After emerging from the water, Jamal finds himself in a different place. He believes he's ended up in Castle World, which is close to their park. However, Jamal is unaware that he has been transported back in time to 1300s England. The first person Jamal encounters is Nolt, a drunken man wearing old-time clothes. Jamal assumes he's just an actor dressed for his role. Ignoring Nolt, Jamal heads into the town and sees a large castle, which he thinks is the main feature of Castle World. He attempts to enter, but is stopped by the castle guards. They question his origin, and Jamal answers Normandy, thinking of Normandy in LA. The guards mistake him for a French Moor they were expecting and let him inside, where Jamal is amazed by the market scene, thinking it's all part of the theme park's authenticity. Then, Jamal notices Victoria, a stunning girl, and tries to talk to her. However, they are interrupted by Percival, a harsh commander-general who believes he has control over all the women in the town due to his position. Feeling offended when Percival gets too close to Victoria, Jamal intervenes. He threatens to report the misconduct to a manager. When Percival draws his sword, Jamal, thinking it's just a prop, surprises everyone with his courage. Later on, Jamal is introduced to a mysterious individual who takes him to see the king on his behalf. The king is planning his daughter Regina's wedding to the Duke of Normandy and mistakes Jamal for an envoy, asking him when the Duke will arrive. Jamal, puzzled, gives a random date in response. That same afternoon, Jamal is shown an execution, which he excitedly believes is part of an act. However, reality hits him hard when he picks up the severed head of a supposed traitor, causing him to faint from shock. Upon regaining consciousness, Jamal finds himself in his quarters alongside Victoria, still wearing the medallion he found in the ditch. Victoria, seeing the medallion, thinks Jamal is an ally. She reveals her own similar medallion, explaining it signifies those rebelling against the king's harsh rulings and his unjust treatment of the former queen and innocents. The rebels aim to overthrow the king and restore the former queen to power. Confused, Jamal inquires about the current year, learning it's 1328 AD, which makes him panic as he wishes to return to his own era but lacks the means. Their conversation is interrupted by a guard who invites them on a horse riding outing. Jamal's unfamiliarity with horseback riding entertains the onlookers. The king, amused by Jamal's antics, extends an invitation to a royal banquet that evening. Finding the event rather tedious, Jamal energizes the atmosphere by showcasing dance moves from his time, turning the gathering into the most vibrant celebration the castle has witnessed. Amidst the festivities, Princess Regina seizes a moment to kiss Jamal, having admired him since his arrival but too intimidated to approach him before her father. Percival spots Jamal in a compromising situation and is furious with the newcomer's boldness. Meanwhile, just moments away, two rebels prepare to strike the king. In a twist of fate, Jamal swings from a chandelier, landing atop the king and inadvertently thwarting the rebels' attack. After the chaos settles, Percival faces criticism for failing his duties, whereas Jamal is lauded and appointed as the new chief of security, much to Percival's dismay and envy. With his new role, Jamal suggests an innovative defense strategy for the castle's entrance. However, before his ideas can be realized, the king tasks him with addressing a more pressing issue. A peasant caught stealing a turnip from the royal gardens, intended to feed his hungry family, is sentenced to death. As the head of security, Jamal is responsible for overseeing the execution. Yet, when the king departs, Jamal frees the peasant and provides him with some money for food. Later, Jamal requests the company of the most esteemed chambermaid for his leisure, choosing Victoria under the guise of spending the night together. Victoria hopes to persuade Jamal to join the rebels and plot against the king. Disillusioned by the harsh punishment over a simple vegetable theft, Jamal declines involvement in the rebellion, leaving Victoria frustrated and calling him a coward before she exits. In the dead of night, a woman enters Jamal's room, and they become intimate, with Jamal mistaking her for Victoria. Come morning, the true envoy from Normandy arrives, revealing Jamal's deception to the king. The king, along with the messenger and guards, storms into Jamal's room, catching him in a revealing moment with Princess Regina by his side. Despite Jamal's defense that he wasn't the first, his words fall on deaf ears. The envoy cancels the marriage, deeming Regina unsuitable for Duchess status. Consequently, Jamal finds himself locked up in the dungeon, facing execution alongside the two rebels who tried to kill the king. In captivity, Jamal bonds with the rebels, who share with him the legend of the Black Knight, an unyielding warrior known for his commitment to justice. Legend has it that after being consumed by a dragon, the knight used a golden sword to slice his way out and slay the creature, gaining the ability to emit fire. Facing execution, Jamal attempts to convince the onlookers of his magical origins by claiming to set them ablaze, but his lighter fails to ignite. As he nears execution, the executioner suddenly chokes on an apple, leading the crowd to believe Jamal has cursed him. Seizing the moment, Jamal plays along, further convincing the crowd of his powers when a nearby fire erupts, actually caused by the rebels' flaming arrows. With the crowd in awe, Jamal, the rebels, and with Victoria's aid, make their escape. He reunites with Nolt, the drunken man, now revealed as the former Queen's Knight and a once valiant warrior, ousted and disgraced by the current king. After witnessing the depth of the kingdom's troubles, Jamal commits to supporting the rebels in their quest to overthrow the tyrannical king. In the forest, Jamal intervenes to help Nolt, who is being harassed by 3 men. However, Jamal gets captured by the aggressors, prompting Nolt to step up and defend Jamal, successfully defeating the attackers. Inspired by this, Nolte decides to stop drinking and commit himself fully to the rebels' cause. Upon their return, they discover their hideout has been devastated by Percival and his soldiers, who have also taken Victoria captive. The group's morale hits rock bottom until the former queen comes forward, revealing she has been aiding them secretly. Energized by her presence, they start planning a more strategic assault. Jamal shares modern combat strategies from American football and pro wrestling, providing the unarmed rebels with new tactics for the upcoming battle. Meanwhile, Nolt imparts basic swordsmanship skills to Jamal. When the day of the attack arrives, the rebels, led by Nolt, march towards the castle, but soon find themselves trapped by Percival's guards. As they struggle, a dramatic turn occurs with the arrival of the Black Knight, who scares off the guards with his fiery breath. The rebels' hope soars, only to be doused when they realize the knight is Jamal. In a critical moment, Percival nearly overpowers Jamal, but Nolt intervenes, saving him and sparking a fierce clash. The rebels, utilizing Jamal's unconventional tactics, manage to outmaneuver and defeat many guards. During the chaos, the king seeks Percival's protection, only to be scorned for his cowardice. Percival dismisses the king's commands and forcefully ejects him from the castle into the moat, showcasing his disdain for the king's weakness. The battle appears to be turning in favor of the rebels when suddenly, Percival injures Nolt seriously with an arrow from his longbow. He then captures Victoria, prompting Jamal to rush to her aid, employing the combat skills Nolt had taught him. Percival is caught off guard and, despite his efforts, is ultimately defeated by Jamal, who succeeds in saving Victoria. As Jamal is helping her up, Percival attempts to rise for a final attack, but Nolt, still alive, takes aim and eliminates Percival from the battlefield. The rebels claim victory, and Jamal is celebrated as a hero. When the time comes for his departure, he bids farewell to Victoria with a parting kiss. The queen honors him with the title of the Black Knight before he leaves. Back in the 2000s, Jamal regains consciousness in the care of a paramedic and his theme park co-workers, having been rescued from the ditch where he nearly drowned. Although it seems logical to dismiss his journey as a mere dream, Jamal feels it was real. Previously contemplating a job switch to a castle-themed park for better pay, Jamal now decides to stay. Using his deep understanding of medieval history, he proposes innovative ideas to enhance his current theme park, turning it into a major success and outshining the competition from Castle World. Weeks later, while walking in the park, Jamal meets Nicole, who bears a striking resemblance to Victoria. They instantly connect, but their conversation is cut short. As Jamal chases after her for her number, he trips and falls into the ditch once again, this time waking up in the Colosseum of ancient Rome, facing the threat of lions. The end. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like our channel and subscribe. If you enjoy content like this also, let us know what movie you would love us to recap for you.